Let's bring in forensic psychologist Dr. John Delatorre. Thank you, doctor, for being here. I want to just get to this. Karen Reed has said she's not backing down. This is what she told Vanity Fair. Quote, "I'm not backing down. As scary as a potential conviction is, I will go to jail for something I didn't do before I plea out. I will never give them that win." Now, she has done a fair amount of TV and interviews since her last trial. Do you think any of that has helped her in the court of public opinion?
Thanks for having me, Jackie. I do think it has helped. It's unfortunate that she maintains this conspiracy theory. I think that's a bridge too far for most people. I think if she was just saying, look at this evidence, look at the circumstantial nature of it all, I think she'd probably get a much larger group of people. But the more she's out there, the more she's telling her side of the story, the more likely it is that at least one, two, and other dominoes will fall that people will go to her side.
There's been quite a long timeline for this case. I mean, back in January 2022, O'Keefe was found dead. February that year, she pleaded not guilty to the 3 charges the day after the arrest. June, the jury indicted her. May, her lawyers claimed she was framed. April of 24, her first trial began. There was a mistrial in July of last year. You know, prosecutors have already been down this road with her before. How do you think that all this history changes their approach to the case now?
Typically, when prosecutors are facing a mistrial, right, for the second trial, often they streamline their cases. And I think that's what's necessary here. Looking back on the first case, I mean, there was all kinds of issues with other troopers and all these other ancillary things that kind of muddied the water for the jury that left them with a mistrial. I think narrowing it down, knowing what your best hits were, knowing what exactly it is that the jury listened to, those are the things that the prosecution needs to do, and they often get having the second chance. They often get a better result than they did the first time.
How hard is jury selection going to be at this point? I mean, it's been very publicized. I think it's going to be a challenge to find anyone who doesn't know about this case in that area.
Yeah, I mean, a case such as prominent as this, everybody has heard everything about it. The issue is going to be not whether or not they heard anything about it, but what were the decisions that they've made as a result, the decisions that they're fixated on. Could it be to the end of the month? Yeah, I mean, that's a long, long time. I think it'd probably go maybe a couple of days into May, but we'll see. It's going to be a very difficult process, to be sure.
And finally, just very quickly, what do you make of the fact that the defense has now taken on an alternate juror from the last trial and made them part of the defense team? This woman has claimed that, you know, she has no faith in the justice system. She's a lawyer herself. Does that sort of color things for you? Where do you think that lands?
I honestly I've never heard of this before, where someone just kind of joins after being an alternate. It's a crazy thing to kind of think about, that you were once sitting and supposed to be in this kind of abstract, neutral sense, and then decided, no, wait a minute, I'm gonna be on this defense team. It's very strange. I don't really quite know what to make of it. I've never seen it before.
We will see how it plays out, of course. All right, Dr. John Delatorre, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jackie.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.